our leaders owe compassion to most and above all is American citizens. We ought to focus on our own people and put their interests first. That's what the American leadership exists for. And I think we've seen it with these terrible storms, and if you're a praying person, I imagine you are, a lot of you are praying people. We ought to say a prayer for the state of Florida because what's going to hit that state could be very bad. So let's all pray that it's not as bad as the forecasters are saying it might be. But whatever happens in Florida, and we've seen the terrible devastation in Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and other states, why do we have such an incompetent administration? Disaster relief ought to go to prepare and to respond to a disaster when it strikes American territory. Our government has got to focus on our citizens, put their interests first, take care of American citizens when a disaster hits. And unfortunately, under Kamala Harris's leadership, you've got FEMA, which is doing resettlement and relocation for illegal immigration. FEMA should take care of American citizens when a disaster strikes. That's all it should be doing. And when Donald Trump and I are back in office, that's all it's going to do. Think about the toll of illegal immigration. I think a lot of folks at home, we got to talk about, it's not just the crime, it's not just the fentanyl, it's American children who have had their schools overrun with thousands and thousands of people who don't even speak English. If you're an American citizen and you've gone to an emergency room, it's awfully loud. I think that fighter pilot couldn't say it, but I think he's going to vote for Donald J. Trump for president. That's why he gave us a nice little flyover. We got another one coming. Do we love the military in the state of Arizona? So here's, while we're on the topic of the military, here's what we're going to do to the United States military. We're going to end the recruitment crisis by making the American people proud again of their country. No more woke crap in the U.S. military. The American military exists to fight for American citizens. But my friends, we could do so much better in the state of Arizona and all across the country. How many of y'all have gone to an emergency room in just the last couple of years? I see a lot of hands up here. You know that emergency room wait times have skyrocketed because Kamala Harris has let in millions of people who are using the emergency rooms and getting put in front of the line of American citizens. You know, and getting it free. Well, not getting it free, ma'am, getting it at your expense because it's paid for by you. You know, Kamala Harris wants to give Medicare and free health care to illegal aliens. Kamala Harris wants to give Social Security, which would bankrupt that program for our seniors, to illegal aliens. Kamala Harris wants to give free housing and free schooling to illegal aliens. And you know what our message is, and you know what President Trump's message to illegal aliens who are in this country without any right to be here? Pack your bags, because in 4 months you're going home. Now, the thing that Democrats always say is that their illegal immigration policies are compassionate. They're not compassionate for the American citizens who have had their communities flooded with fentanyl. They're not compassionate to people like Lake and Riley who were killed by illegal aliens that Kamala Harris let into this country. It's not compassionate to American kids who deserve to get a good education and not have their schools flooded with illegal aliens. And it's not compassionate to the 320,000 children who have gone missing thanks to Kamala Harris's wide open border. So our message to Kamala Harris is, why don't you show some compassion for your own citizens and for your own people? Close down this border. That is the way to show compassion for the American people, and that's what Donald Trump and I are going to do. And when we close down that border, we're going to make life more affordable for American citizens. The media doesn't like to talk about this, and Kamala Harris likes to run from it. But you know one of the biggest drivers of housing costs in the United States of America? Think about this. When you let in 25 million illegal aliens and you give them homes at taxpayer expense that ought by right go to American citizens, you make the American dream of home ownership unaffordable for the American people. And that is what she has done. She has forced American citizens to compete with people who shouldn't even be here for the American dream of home ownership. Donald Trump and I, we have a simple plan: American homes for American citizens, and we're going to fight for that every single day. And the way that we're going to make, it's funny. The press will ask this question of Kamala Harris. They'll say, well, since you caused the inflation, your policies caused this inflation, give us the specific plan for what you're going to do to make life more affordable for American citizens. And she'll say, well, I grew up in a middle-class family. Or, back when I worked at McDonald's, I used to make the hash browns, and I was very good at it. And you realize this person does not have a plan to solve the very affordability crisis that she caused. You know what? We do have a plan. And you know what our plan is? Drill, baby, drill. Unleash American energy. The biggest driver of costs in this country is that Kamala Harris waged war on American energy. So rather than buy oil and natural gas from tin-pot dictators all over the world, why don't we start buying more of it from American territory and American workers and create a lot of great American prosperity in the process? So we've got the plan.